What is up, you guys? It's your spiritual great godmother, and I am back. Okay, I am back with another word. Okay, because God told me to tell y'all that God is working on you. Okay, boo. God is working on you. Okay, so y'all know I like to tell y'all kind of like where the word came from, or like what I was inspired by, you know. And I was actually inspired by a couple things. I have been in a state of telling myself that, and that's another word in itself. Like when God gives you a message, I guess that kind of ties into this message, obviously. But when God gives you a message, it's not always of right now. Like, and here it goes, right? So I've been getting prophetic words. I've been going through things. I've been experiencing things. God have given me test after test in order to heal, in order to prosper, in order to just continue on aligning my purpose. And a lot of the times I'm like rushing to my camera, I'm rushing to my phone, I'm rushing to solutions. Like even with my friends, like if they're venting to me or wanting to talk, oftentimes I'm like, here's my solution, or this is what you should do. This is what I think. Like I've been realizing that sometimes like you really do have to sit on God's word, right? Because just because God gave you the word, it doesn't mean that you have the experience to put that word to use. So when I say like God's word is like that God is working on you, it's because like we are imperfect beings, right? And I was watching a video from Josh and Easy here on YouTube. It's a couples channel, and they are doing like a Bible series where they basically dissect the different relationships in the Bible. The first, this is a new series. They've done 2 episodes. The first episode was Adam and Eve, dissecting that story, and then the second one was Gabe and Abel. Are there Cain and Abel? I'm not really super familiar with the Bible, y'all. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so they were talking about like the seed of jealousy. They were talking about they really did touch on a couple different things, and what made me like correlate that to this word was, they were talking about sacrifice and how Cain immediately felt the crouching of the devil immediately after his offering was given to the Lord, or was given to Jesus. And his brother had also given an offering, his firstborn sheep. And they were dissecting the fact that the firstborn sheep, like that was the beginning, that was the start. God or Jesus knew how much that meant, so it was more of a sacrifice versus Cain giving his fruit. Maybe he didn't give all of his fruit, or he gave some, or they knew that fruit would grow back versus this is my sheep and a life is being taken for your sacrifice, right? And they were going on to say about their sacrifices and how Essie, the wife, the woman, she was aware, very self-aware of the fact that some of her sacrifices were only offerings. It was due to her comfort level. She was giving just enough for her to still be comfortable. And it made me think about me and like my journey and like certain things that I'm trying to like give up and sacrifice, and like how I sacrifice things. So I noticed that even for myself, like anytime that I've told myself, I'm gonna sacrifice this for God, I'm gonna get this up, it's always been for myself, or like for a reason behind it. I've never just fully surrendered to sacrificing something for the Lord. It's always been for self-gain. And that like really kind of like stuck with me, But like as the weeks have been going on, as I've been kind of like experiencing different things, I've been seeing God work on me like daily. Like something that I just went through yesterday, I could be getting a word about today, or it's something that I got a word about a week ago. I'll be experiencing it in real time. Basically, like our shadow self, like a lot of times, like we look at the world as good and bad, light and dark, right and wrong, sin and good, sin and holy. Um, and I don't know if I subscribe to that. You know, like I don't know if I, and I think that's why it's so hard for me to like subscribe to a specific religion. I'm so uncomfortable. But I think that's why it's so hard for me to subscribe to a specific religion, because I just I see all the spiritual aspects of everything, and like darkness to me just means the unknown. It just means what you can't see, which is the occult to me, which is God. We can't see God. God is our faith. God is our intuition. God is in nature. God is spirit. God is an omniscience presence. So with God being everything and all things and all of the unknown, there are literally things that we just cannot understand. And yes, like, you know, there's Jesus Christ, but how I see that, I see Jesus Christ as like a prophet, an ascended master, an ancestor. I see Jesus like a chosen one, you know, like a different breed of human, a different species of human that walked this earth, like walked this earth, you know. And of course, we're all entitled to our beliefs, but the way that I see it, the way that I received the message was, just because you feel like something is dark about you, is negative about you, is a bad trait regarding you, is something that you've picked up, just because you have trauma, just because you've been hurt, and now you're living in that, or you're experiencing that, or you're seeing the outcome of that, it does not make you a bad person. It does not mean that you're not trying. It doesn't make you evil or sinful, or, you know, like, and of course, if you believe that you sin it and you feel like in your heart that you're doing something wrong, of course, change that. But the shadow also gives us an opportunity to see ourselves. It gives us an opportunity to shine light on the illusions, the things that maybe we've been ignoring about ourselves, the things that we can't necessarily understand or truly embrace or see for ourselves about ourselves. Sometimes for me, I get so emotional. I've talked about this before. I really do operate in my emotions, and I'm in a season of really learning how powerful my emotions are, just how meaningful, just how much of a force my emotions are and my emotions can be, and learning the power in controlling them, like learning the power and knowing how to be in control of my energy, because like a feminine energy can create a storm. Like I feel that way within myself. I feel like my spirit, my essence, my being is so big. And yes, she has been traumatized. I feel like I believe in past lives. So I do believe that, you know, like I'm carrying so much on me because I'm tapped in, because I'm aware, because I use my subconscious, because I tap into the occult and the unknown, because I embrace my darkness. It doesn't mean that I want to be living in my trauma forever. It doesn't mean that I want to react out of my emotions, or continuously act in ways that no longer serve me. However, whenever those moments do come of me revealing my shadow side, I want to not shame her. I want to not shame her away. I want to love her away. I want to I want to convince her that there's another way to handle things. I want to hug her. I want to make her feel safe enough not to spaz out, not to act impulsively or make a decision and I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the information. I don't have all the pieces. And that comes back to, just because God gave you a word, it doesn't mean it's something you have to act on. So sometimes I feel guilty, like, okay, I'm supposed to be working every day. God told me I'm going to be successful. God told me I have to do this in order to do this. God told me I have to sacrifice this. Just because God is planting these seeds in me, it does not mean that tomorrow I'm supposed to see a seedling. It does not mean tomorrow I'm supposed to see a harvest. Things take time. Even the world, it took 7 days, or, there are so many different creation stories that I've been studying. I've been studying the Egyptian, I've been studying African, and honestly, they all correlate. And I really want to tap into like Greek mythology and stuff like that, like Greek gods. I'm into everything. And I feel like that's what we are meant to be as humans. Everything, good, bad, light, dark, happy, joy, sadness. Like, these are things that God has gifted us with. Like, what a joy to, I saw a post like, what a joy to feel bloated from feeling a full meal. All day I just been feeling like bloated and gassy, but I got food. I made the executive decision to maybe eat something that didn't agree with me, but guess what? Now I have the opportunity to see I probably shouldn't do that again. So even in the moments where it's like, damn, like, God told me that, like, stop thinking that you have to rush. Stop thinking that you have to get to a certain finish line, a certain destination, because I'm promising you, you're going to get there and it's going to be a whole nother set of things that you're going to have to go through. So take your time, like, slow and steady wins the race. There is so much that you have to unpack within just one word. So if God plants a seed in you, if God tells you that you can have something, that something is yours, something is on the way, something is going to work out, this thing is going to happen, that thing is going to, like, if God told you that it's going to happen for you, it's going to happen for you. Don't keep getting down on yourself when you make a mistake, or when you fuck up, or when you backslide, or when something on your journey feels like you're doing it wrong. Stop making yourself to blame. Everything ain't all bad. Everything ain't all gotta be somebody's fault, right? Like, this feels like God is working on you. Like, God is allowing you to be illuminated. God is shining light on your shadow side. God is shining light on a parts of you that has to change in order for you to increase, in order for you to get to this new level of being, this new level of self, whether that means ascending to a new level of spirituality, whether that means to exceeding to a new level of knowledge, a career path, a journey that you're on. Maybe you done cut your hair, you're doing a big chop. Hey, get out of my bag. This energy just feels like newness. But before the newness comes, like, you're not gonna just stop something cold turkey. Yes, you can. And if you can, more power to you, baby. I love that. I'm so proud of you. Like, you are blessed. Like, you have a powerful mind. You have a strong-willed mind. That is a gift. This feels like tapping into those gifts, tapping into that mind, tapping into how powerful you are. Like, you do have willpower. You do have control over certain things. And yes, it may take you a couple times of fucking up to realize, but what if that last time when you fucking up is what's gonna stick? They don't say you gotta hit rock bottom for a reason, and I'm not saying that y'all are gonna hit rock bottom, But every rock bottom is different. Sometimes your rock bottom ain't gotta be the worst thing that happened, but it could just be, dang, I don't want to be where I once was. So if I see myself coming even right here, this is my rock bottom, and that's my cue to switch something up. This energy feels like you're getting a cue to switch something up. So if you've been noticing God is testing you time after time after time on something that you know that you've been getting convicted about, or something that God has been speaking to you about, this could be, dang, like I spend a lot of money on my credit card. This could be, dang, maybe I spend a lot of money on food. This could be, maybe I spoil my kids. This could be, maybe I don't speak to people nicely. This could be, maybe I need to stop having so much anxiety. Maybe I need to be more free. Maybe I need to go out more. Maybe I need to stop just saving all my money and go hang out with my friends, or take my mom on a trip, pay for this, or go out of town, get on a plane for the first time, do something wild. Like, this feels like changes are needing to be made to your life. This is like God coming in and shaking things up, disrupting things, because it feels like there's a lot of contentment, or there's a lot of just accepting of where you are. And that's cool. That was last month. It's a whole new month. It's a whole new journey. This month, things are being shaken up. You're going to be tested. You have to be okay with failing the test. Failing a test just shows you what you need to work on, what problems that you still need to solve, where you still need some practice at. Get in the field. Go to practice. Wake up early to practice. Do your journaling. Do your prayer. Do your meditation. Do your working out. Do your Pilates. Go for a run. Go for a jog. Do your hair. Do your makeup. While you doing your makeup, what you thinking about? Do your skincare routine. Do your shower routine. Get your kids up. What are you thinking about in your mind? What are you focusing on? What are you setting your intentions on? How can you change this day versus that day? This is actively and making the conscious decision to be aware of your actions without attaching shame to them, without attaching the guilt. God is working on you. And every single time that something goes awry, stop and just take a breath and say, God is working on me. How can I show God that I want what I say I want? I say I want new teeth. Okay, how am I putting up money so that, my insurance can help me pay for this? How am I putting in my half? I say me and my husband finna buy a new crib. Okay, how am I building up my credit, or, building up this down payment? Are we looking for cribs? Do we know the market? Are we doing our research? Okay, I say I want to start my business. Do I know what it takes? Have I done my research? Have I talked to business owners? I say I want to move out the country and live there permanently. Okay, so have I researched? Have I gone to visit a couple times? Do I know locals? Do I understand the culture? Am I gonna be accepted into the culture? And if not, can I be okay with that? There is so much that goes into failure. It's like going on a family road trip. It's always something that's gonna go wrong, but you're not gonna stop going on family road trips. Like, that's what it's kind of giving me, like Johnson Family Vacation. I don't know why, but it's like everything that went wrong just brought us right back to where we were supposed to be, like together. Knowing, being back on track. Like, allow your mishaps and your misfortunes to put you back on track. Allow that to be the beacon of light to show you exactly where you're trying to go. You may not know. Your judgment may get cloudy. You may see what other people have and think that that's what you want. But what you have to do is you have to get silent. You have to go within. You have to pay attention to yourself, and you have to show yourself who you really want to be.